Wow, that felt good. It's a new toy I've been playing around with. It's a good one. Some of those shamans are playing around with it. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that I feel sad. That I feel angry. That I feel low right now in my life. And I want to share this, as I've been sharing way too much positive stuff here on this channel, right? Way too much positive stuff is shared everywhere around social media. And there's just a reality to these lows, to these valley experiences, to the sadness and to the anger that we're feeling and experiencing at times. There's being annoyed by certain things, judging ourselves, self-criticism, self-doubt. What does it all mean, and how do I deal with this? And how can you deal with this? That's what I want to cover in this video today. Hey, I'm Virgo and this is Psychedelic Actualization. On this channel we talk about topics like self-realization, self-actualization, and working with psychedelics to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. Authentic and fulfilling, I guess those are the key words, right? And by the way, there's a coaching offer in my video description if you're curious about working with me one-on-one on dealing with your emotions. As I said, authentic and fulfilling. I guess in my understanding of this journey of coming to a greater sense of authenticity and a greater sense of fulfillment, I have come to realize that that doesn't mean that I am happy all the time. That I am just blissed out all the time. Well, maybe ultimately in this enlightened, awakened state that we're all working towards it might be. But even there, I cannot imagine it to be this endless, infinite ocean of bliss, as we are embodied here as these human beings. And in this experience, at least in my experience, tell me if yours is different, I would love to learn from you. There is waves of emotion coming, right? For example, now I'm changing my diet and old parts of myself, I'm letting go of those, changing habits and behaviors. And all of a sudden I'm so sensitive. I am so reactive almost. I get annoyed by every little sensation, every little sound in the city is kind of annoying me. And then by taking care of myself and retreating back a little bit, I'm not able to work as much on the things I would love to work on. And because of this, I judge myself for not doing the things I said I'm gonna do. And sometimes that's just the case. That's just the reality of the situation. And then the only question becomes of how are we dealing with this? Right? If it's inevitable to step into phases of our lives where we're a little bit more annoyed, where we're a little bit more sad as we're experiencing a breakup or a death of a loved one, as we're a little bit more angry, as there's something or someone clearly crossing our humanly defined boundaries that our ego has set in place for a good reason, right? How do we deal with this? I don't know. I guess my first answer that is coming to mind and that I would love to share with you here is to don't forget to have some fun in between. Right? Play with an instrument if that is something you're passionate about. I don't know about you, but I'm not a musical genius, but I love to just sing a song every once in a while or play around with this new toy that I've just got. It even makes a sound when I breathe out. Like, what the hell? That's the lesson. Have fun. Do something that is fun, right? It's okay to retreat back in your sadness and to even feel and experience that fully. But have fun. Take care of yourself. It's a big second one. I've been being coached in my coaching sessions, and I've been bringing that up to my coach. And what came up for me in that session was this question of how does it look like to support myself in this process? What does it look like to hold myself in these phases of change, in these ruts, in feeling stuck, feeling low? What does it look like to be in greatest service of myself, to love myself through that process, to hold myself through that process? And oftentimes the answer to that question for myself is a lack of judgment. Words of encouragement. Being kind to myself internally and also externally. And that might mean to draw some boundaries and to allow myself some space to feel and process whatever is going on at the moment. And I guess regarding this mental approach, the perspective on the anger and on the sadness, on the being annoyed things, is to remember a higher, bigger picture perspective. While I'm having fun and while I'm also just deeply immersed in the anger and the sadness and the headaches and the sickness and whatever else is going on for you, trying to keep this bigger picture perspective, still keeping the alignment with your essence, with this untouched space within yourself that is infinite, that is pure love. Right? You might have touched or glimpsed it in some of your psychedelic experiences. This place of unconditional love. This place of the divine, where God is residing. From that perspective, all this is part of this play, of part of Lila, part of Maya, of the illusion. And to see it as that, there's a certain sense of liberation that comes from that. It doesn't mean there isn't the sadness, and there isn't the anger, and there isn't the annoyance, or the sickness, or the pain, right? But from this bigger picture perspective, there's a certain sense of peace, an underlying, bigger, deeper layer of peace, and of appreciation of the beauty of that part of the human experience. Right? That's where I find is the deep alignment emerging for myself. From this deeper understanding that this is part of this life, right? This is part of the miracle. And it's wonderful to see this duality emerging everywhere, over and over again, these cycles of the highs that we're experiencing, the bliss, the happiness, the excitement, that everything is going well, and then crashing into another low. The sickness, the sadness, the anger, the grief, the guilt. It's so miraculous and wonderful, right? So basically, this is just what I wanted to share with you today. This making it normal, presenting that it is totally fine to be in this rut, to feel stuck, as every human being is experiencing this at times, in different forms, in different varieties, each and every one of us in their own unique way, right? And I want to normalize this and present this as well. And I don't know if I could, but I wanted to basically just transmit this feeling of being annoyed and angry and sad as I've been experiencing for the past almost 10 days in my life. in very intense kind of process of cleansing my body at the moment. But it's like, that's what I wanted to transmit and showcase as well. That it's not always fun. Even though it is, even though it is fun, it's not always fun. But we can make it fun. And that's the conclusion. I don't know what I wanted to say with this video. Please let me know what you got out of this video, so I can refine and define the content I'm putting out. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next one. Blessings.